Evening and thanks for joining us. We are learning more today about that tragic plane crash near Tofino last year. There are some startling allegations this evening. As we first told you Friday, the NTSB determined that intoxicated passengers caused the crash, sending the plane into a nosedive the pilot couldn't pull out of. The pilot's sister now says her brother was murdered, and as Kendall Hansen reports, she's hoping this crash will be a much-needed wake-up call.
Look at his mommy and Uncle Damon as a baby.
Lindsay York is remembering good times spent with her brother Damon as she flips through pictures of the two of them when they were children. Damon York was piloting the float plane that crashed near a house last May, killing him and his 3 passengers. A report issued by the Transportation Safety Board this past week says passenger interference likely caused York to lose control of the plane.
I do feel my brother was murdered, and it's horrible. It makes it worse. It does. And, you know, having the results, so there's someone to blame, well, that doesn't help at all.
The report says tests revealed high levels of intoxication in all 3 passengers. The front seat passenger, 29-year-old Edward Hunter Sam, died on impact. The others suffered major injuries, but the cause of death was drowning. Katrina Sam English was in the back seat wearing her seatbelt. 24-year-old Samantha Mattersdorfer was directly behind Damon, not wearing hers, and the TSB believes she interfered with Damon's ability to fly.
She had both feet up against the back of his seat, and with no locking mechanism, she could have caught him off guard and just with both feet extended and used her body to hold him forward, and he wouldn't have been able to push back from that.
Lindsay York says the Ahousaht Chief and Council had recently banned the water taxis from taking intoxicated passengers to their island from Tofino. Information she wishes the ban passed on to the float plane operators.
Now, if that message had been relayed to other boat operators, to the pilots, to the community of Tofino, there's no way Damon would have flown them. He wouldn't have gone against the Ahousaht wishes to not have alcohol over there.
York says it would be easy to suggest pilots should never fly intoxicated passengers, but she says it's not that simple when float planes are almost like taxis in remote regions. She says Ahousaht, like many places, has had issues with alcohol. She says alcohol has claimed too many lives in BC, and she hopes the crash will cause some sober second looks at dealing with this serious problem.
The family of 2 of the passengers contacted Check News this weekend to say they disagreed with the TSB report, but they declined an on-camera interview.